Hey leaders, it's Michael Gordon here. Let me ask you a bold question. Do you really need another leadership book or do you need a breakthrough? In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you just how to unlock next level leadership in 90 days without reading a single new book. Stick around because what I'm about to share will change everything you've been taught about leadership development. Picture this. 90 days from now, you walk into the office or log into that Monday meeting and people look at you differently with respect, confidence, and that quiet recognition that you're not just another manager, but a leader. People actually want to follow. And here's the kicker. You didn't get there by reading another 300-page leadership book. By the end of this video, I'll show you how to reach next level leadership in 90 days without drowning in leadership theory or adding another unread book to your shelf. The shift is so simple, it's almost obvious, but most leaders miss it. Let's be honest. You've read the books, Maxwell, Covey, maybe even Brene Brown. You've underlined phrases, nodded, and thought, this is some good stuff. And yet, your team still resists feedback. Meetings still drift into chaos, and that high potential employee still eyes the exit. You don't need more theory, you need more practice. Here's the dirty secret publishers don't want to admit. Reading about leadership is like watching someone else at the gym. You can memorize the reps, but your muscles won't grow until you lift the weight. That's why you feel stuck. You don't have a learning problem, you have a doing problem. But what if you could break that cycle in 90 days? I worked with a mid-level exec, let's call him Jason. He had all the books, all the quotes, all the podcasts, but in his performance review, his boss said this, Jason, you're smart, but you're not coachable. That one word nearly cost him a promotion. So instead of buying another bestseller, Jason did something radical. He stopped collecting information and started practicing being coachable. He asked for feedback, acted on it, and tracked it for 90 days. 3 months later, his boss said this, Jason, I don't know what happened, but you're a different leader. He didn't learn more, he applied more. Here's the controversial part. The real enemy of growth isn't ignorance, it's arrogance disguised as learning. Every time you read another book without applying the last one, you're feeding intellectual arrogance. You look smart, you sound smart, but nothing changes. Let me say it plainly. The addiction to leadership content is killing leadership transformation. So stop asking, what's the next book I should read? Start asking, how can I make myself more coachable? Being coachable is the leadership superpower no book can teach. It's the willingness to ask for feedback even when it stings, apply it before you feel ready, and repeat until growth becomes your default setting. That's how you unlock leadership in 90 days, not by reading, but by practicing. Here's the shift. Leadership isn't taught, it's caught. Your people don't follow what you know, they follow how you grow. When you model openness and humility, they mirror it. Suddenly, your team stops resisting because growth feels safe, normal, and expected. That's the contagious power of being coachable. Picture this. You ask your team, what's one thing I could do better this week? There's silence. Your heart races. Then someone says, honestly, you interrupt too much. Ouch. That feels like a punch to the chest. But instead of defending yourself, you write it down. You thank them and you practice listening that week. 7 days later, you ask again. The feedback softens, but by week 3, they lean in. They start giving insights no book could provide. That's when leadership becomes real. Here's the enemy. The leadership bookshelf that becomes a graveyard for good intentions. No more collecting, no more pretending, no more mistaking information for transformation. If you want next level leadership in 90 days, stop hunting for the next book. Start practicing the most underrated superpower, being coachable. Seek feedback, apply it fast, and make growth visible because leaders aren't remembered for what they read. They're remembered for how they grew. If this hit home for you, don't let it just be another good idea you heard online. Put it into action. Ask for feedback, apply it, and watch how fast your leadership influence grows. If you found value here, subscribe for more practical and controversial leadership insights, and share this with a leader who's stuck in book learning instead of real growth. Remember, Leaders aren't remembered for what they read, but for how they grew. See you in the next one.